Prime Minister and opposition leader clashed on social media, this time over the issue of the US lobbying contracts, with the Edi Rama declaring the issue must be investigated until a conclusion on the matter is reached. The decision over the Public Commissioner, Herald Saraci, will be taken on Monday, confirmed by the chair of the Special Appeals Commission, as Saraci himself told Ora News that he has submitted enough evidence for his defence. Mayor of Tirana, Arion Veliai, called on citizens to join the planting of trees action in the capital to contribute to achieving the 100,000 tree target by March 21. Good evening, it's 6 o'clock on Friday the 9th of March 2018. Welcome to the English edition of Ora News. My name is Alexandra, bringing you the day's top stories from across the country, translated into English. The defensive statements by the opposition leader Lulzim Barsa, which were broadcast on the opinion show of Blendi Fevziu regarding lobbying contracts, caused the Prime Minister Edi Rama to react, calling them a corrupt mishmash. Rama demanded a deep investigation, stressing that the issue must be investigated until a conclusive decision can be made as to whether there is interference from foreign forces or not, with the aim of using the Albanian opposition to violate Albania's image. This story cannot be closed without being investigated until the end, because foreign forces have used the opposition in order to obstruct the European integration process and destabilise the country, said Edi Rama. The opposition leader immediately reacted to the Prime Minister's allegations while writing that the Democratic Party has not violated any law and has no direct or indirect links with any individual, organisation, company or Russian interest. Yesterday, I publicly charged Edi Rama for dark links with Russian company Gunvor, but he did not answer. Instead, he just cooked another lie like that of Mother Jones to hide the truth. If there is a Russian risk in Albania, it comes through Rama. Regarding the Democratic Party's lobbying contracts, we have asked the Albanian prosecution to carry out any verification by submitting any documents, said Lulzim Basha. On Thursday night at the opinion show, opposition leader Lulzim Basha said he would sue the American magazine Mother Jones for reputational damage. But Ora News research uncovered that on February 8th, a month before the American magazine's release, the Scottish daily The Herald also wrote of the issue. Last year, Biniata Trade paid US $150,000 for a former campaign advisor to US candidate Ted Cruz to lobby on behalf of the Albanian Democratic Party, wrote The Herald. Opposition leader Lulzim Basha said in public statements that he would sue the American magazine, but did not discuss lobbyist Nicolas Muzin. Muzin is the person who claims to have received the money from the company, Biniata Trade, to lobby on behalf of the Democratic Party. The fate of the Public Commissioner, Herald Saraci, will be decided at 3 o'clock on Monday, when the Special Appeals Commission will make the final decision. Chair of the Disciplinary Commission, Sokol Chomo, and other members today heard the claims of the defence. Lawyer Shachir Hassani stated that his client has fulfilled the legal obligations and has done the opposite of that which is charged by the International Monitoring Operation, who requested the disciplinary measure against the accused. Hassani said that the 600-page file says nothing and demanded the collapse of the disciplinary measure. Upon his exit, Commissioner Saraci told Ora News that he has submitted sufficient evidence to this commission and is convinced of his innocence. Earlier, the investigative judge, Natasha Mulai, has voiced doubts that Saraci has intervened in the exercise of the duties of another member of the ad hoc commission. Likewise, according to her, the commissioner has delayed the recruitment process of the staff, continues to impede the adoption of regulations, and has also ignored the opinions of the IMO. Mulai said Saraci has committed repeated violations of the Code of Conduct for staff and other members of the Commission, as well as signing individual work contracts without the presence of another commissioner. The Vetvendosia chair, Albin Kurti, has addressed a letter to Kosovo's Prime Minister, Ramush Haradinaj, regarding the demarcation agreement with Montenegro. Considering it as an imported emergency, Kurti writes that the issue of demarcation is not a priority for Kosovo's citizens, who first seek justice and employment. Kosovo's main problems are crime and corruption on the one side, unemployment and misery on the other, writes the leader of Vetvendosia. The hurry to ratify demarcation with Montenegro has turned into the urgency of the day due to visa liberalisation, Kurti continues, while adding that this is the penultimate condition for Kosovo citizens to travel freely towards the European Union. The fight against crime and corruption is more important for the EU, writes Curti, while emphasising that the likelihood of visa liberalisation is low, with more and more far-right parties coming into power which have a negative attitude towards Kosovo. Therefore, Curti proposes that the political class meet this precondition at the same time with the 5 steps he sets out to resolve the demarcation issue. Initially, Vedvendosje's head calls for a parliamentary debate on Bulici's commission report, which concluded that the agreement with Montenegro does not mark but changes the Kosovo border. Following this step, Curti proposes issuing a declaration from the Kosovo Assembly, where a re-examination of the agreement with Montenegro would be required. This will be followed by a parliamentary inquiry into the agreement reached in 2015 and a conference as to where the distinction between the definition process and the boundary marking process in Kosovo will be made. There is more good news for Albanian tourism, this time coming from Berlin. Tourism and Environment Minister Blendi Klosi spoke at the International Tourism Fair, saying that 3 operators have expressed interest in investing in 4- and 5-star hotels and resorts. According to Klosi, the fiscal package and the facilities offered for these hotels and agro-tourism will promote tourism development. Albania's booth at the International Tourism Fair in Berlin was visited by the Secretary-General of the Ministry of Economic Development in Germany. During the meeting, they discussed the sustainable development of tourism and the protection of the environment in our country. Albania's booth has awakened the curiosity of many more potential visitors also. From the 7th to the 11th of March, the Ministry of Tourism and Environment, together with the staff of the National Tourism Agency and dozens of Albanian tourist operators, are attending the International Fair of Berlin. The municipality of Tirana needs to plant 7,000 trees throughout these 2 weeks to achieve the goal of planting 100,000 trees in the capital by World Forest Day on March 21st. Mayor Veliaj, speaking from the Sauk overpass where 160 seedlings were planted, said the target of planting 100,000 new trees is more than achievable. We have entered the final stage of planting trees in Tirana. We want to maximise the time of planting, which is until the end of March. So we will have a grand finale on March 21 to capture our record of 100,000 trees planted in Tirana. If all the citizens help us in every neighbourhood, building, school or kindergarten, we will have a Tirana with much more greenery than we found 3 years ago. The last day for us to achieve our goal will be March 21, International Forest Day, where we will surely break the record, said Erion Veliaj. By March 21st, which coincides with World Forest Day, the municipality of Tirana will organise some actions aimed at achieving the record for planting over 100,000 new trees as part of the Orbital Forest project. For each marked date, actions for the addition of green areas will be organised throughout the capital. We can have a fantastic Tirana where with every tree planted we not only contribute to the city but also commemorate a marked date or a beloved person. I am very happy that we are the first to give the example. It is very important to ask all citizens to contribute, but it is also very important that, as a municipality, with all of our institutions, we give our example, said Erion Veliaj. The Orbital Forest, also known as the 5th Ring of Tirana, which will lead to a green wall being planted of 2 million trees, will connect 14,671 hectares of parks, agricultural fields, forests and other forms of vegetation around the city. And that's the news across the country today. Thank you for watching our English edition this evening, and be sure to join me again every Monday to Saturday at 6 p.m. for the latest news from Albania. Once again, on behalf of Aura News, thank you and good night.